Welcome back into the epic battles between Flash and Quicksilver. Before we dive into the analysis, I just want to say that I am very grateful to you.
The true potential of Flash lies not only in speed, but also in his ability to manipulate the future in an almost absolute way. Similar to the visions that Doctor Strange can observe, Flash also possesses the capacity to sense and see possibilities. His phasing ability allows him to pass through matter, precisely choose points of destruction, and neutralize opponents while remaining immune to all counterattacks. In theory, Flash is powerful enough to defeat any entity still bound by physical laws at a planetary level, and of course, he is not immortal. However, when Flash is placed against cosmic or universal entities whose power surpasses him in both nature and scale, that advantage gradually diminishes due to the absolute disparity in levels of existence. What is more notable is that Flash rarely exploits his full potential. His greatest limitation is not speed, but combat mindset and moral choice. When forced to cross familiar boundaries, Flash can turn any battle into an instant conclusion. Time for him is no longer a flow, but a tool that serves his will. Wally West deserves to be recognized as one of the most powerful Flash incarnations to ever exist, possibly even the one standing at the absolute pinnacle, yet that is only the surface layer of a far more complex and comprehensive power. He possesses a wide range of superior abilities, sufficient to overwhelm nearly any opponent outside the cosmic tier. Wally's speed has been proven to have no equal. In The Flash, 1987, issue 137, he ran faster than the Zeta Beam, a phenomenon that travels across the universe in an instant. Notably, this feat occurred before his kinetic energy was amplified and after 8 days of non-stop movement, demonstrating extraordinary endurance alongside speed. That fact alone places Wally far beyond any form of instantaneous teleportation. In The Flash, issue 141, when Black Flash entered the third dimension and time was frozen, Wally continued to move. This proves that he and other individuals with extreme speed can reach the concept of infinite speed. He understands the Speed Force as a survival instinct, allowing control over momentum, perception, and time at an exceptionally refined level. Every step he takes is a perfect synchronization between will and the universe. In Final Crisis, Wally, along with Barry, was forced to run faster than ever before to reach Darkseid, which meant surpassing every achievement previously established in the human race. This confirms that Wally's speed is not a fixed value but a continuously evolving progression. Although he is regarded as one of the strongest non-cosmic characters, Wally power does not come solely from overwhelming opponents with raw speed. His offensive power is the decisive factor when facing enemies whose durability far exceeds conventional standards. The infinite mass punch is the clearest example, capable of harming entities with durability approaching that of Superman. Above all, Wally once completely destroyed the physical form of the Anti-Monitor, an iconic embodiment of power within the DC universe. The true strength of Wally lies in his ability to combine speed with tactical thinking. He does not merely charge forward but calculates trajectories, moments of impact, and opponent reactions. Within a fleeting instant, Wally can make hundreds of different decisions, turning each strike into a precise chain of actions. When confronting immensely powerful entities, he knows when to channel the full Speed Force and when to restrain himself to avoid tearing space apart. In The Flash, issue 149, Wally West accidentally stepped into the future, where Barry Allen had lived out the remainder of his life in silence. 2 generations of Flash shared one final adventure to stop the schemes of supervillains manipulating the timeline. Tragedy struck when Barry was killed and was no longer present to sacrifice himself in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Even worse, Wally discovered that he could not return to his familiar reality because that universe had completely vanished. Yet he himself remained fully intact, unaffected in any way by this erasure. By The Flash, issue 150, the story is further reinforced as Wally clearly remembers everything that happened during the crisis, proving that he was not reconstructed or rebooted like most other heroes. Wally's speed also empowered heroes from the pre-crisis era, enabling them to deal damage to the Anti-Monitor. He moved so fast that no one could even perceive his presence. Although the Anti-Monitor at that time had been weakened by Dr. Light, he was still significantly stronger than his original Crisis incarnation because Barry no longer existed to affect his antimatter. More important than anything else was Wally's unique state of existence after that event. His memories, experience, and power remained completely intact. This turned Wally into an ultimate threat to any time-manipulating entity. A single misstep in his run would be enough to create a paradox capable of annihilating an opponent's entire timeline. And because he himself was unaffected, no counterattack could truly reach Wally. Wally chose to engage the Anti-Monitor and ultimately completely destroyed his armor through his own power, something the pre-crisis heroes were unable to accomplish. Although Wally could not defeat the Anti-Monitor entirely, his energy form killed everyone else and forced Wally to travel through time to save Barry, allowing them to achieve victory in the crisis. He was still able to inflict more damage on the Anti-Monitor armor than even the pre-crisis power-enhanced heroes such as Captain Marvel, Superman, Martian Manhunter, and Firestorm. However, in theory, Wally could use another method to neutralize the power of attacks from stronger enemies: vibration. Of course, Wally can vibrate his own molecules to pass through objects, but he has far more capability than that. For example, here, Wally could vibrate his molecules through Weather Wizard Hand, causing it to explode. He has the ability to do this to any object.
Please remember to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and turn on notifications to watch the earliest videos. Thank you very much.
There was a point when Quicksilver truly reached the speed of light by exhausting his entire potential and surpassing his own limits. As a consequence, he became trapped in the gray space, a reality where time no longer exists, accompanied by a mysterious entity that constantly sought to take his life. Despite reaching extreme speed, Quicksilver was still unable to bring time to a standstill. At other moments, he has even run faster than radio waves with ease. In the realm of superpowered beings, individuals who can move faster than light without relying on wormholes or spatial gateways are exceedingly rare. Angela, Spectrum, America Chavez, Silver Surfer, and a few other names belong to the very small group that regard light speed as merely a baseline. The key point lies in how Quicksilver approaches the concept of speed. For him, it is not a stable innate power, but a burst state dependent on will and physical condition. When he reaches the light speed threshold, he must pay the price of isolation and existential danger. This is fundamentally different from those who treat light speed as only a starting point. That instability makes Quicksilver both impressive and limited. He can create surprise in an instant, but struggles to maintain an advantage against transcendent entities. As a result, his speed is more dramatic than absolute and inherently constrained. Just as Thor can react to attacks of super light speed in nature, yet has failed to react in time to Wolverine, similarly, Quicksilver once attacked Living Laser, an entity capable of moving faster than light when in beam form. However, at the moment he was struck, Living Laser was not in a pure light state, meaning he was not moving at super light speed. Moreover, most energy-based attacks do not reach the speed of light, to the extent that even Captain America can evade them. Quicksilver has been depicted reaching or surpassing light speed on rare occasions, but his official speed still fluctuates between Mach 4 and Mach 10. Compared to Superman or the Flash, he is clearly slower. The difference lies in the fact that Quicksilver does not accelerate in the conventional sense, but instead always exists in a state of super speed, forcing him to deliberately speak and move more slowly so the world can perceive him. This makes him resemble Zoom more than Flash, who is consistently portrayed in continuous motion. Quicksilver exists within a different rhythm that causes the surrounding world to become sluggish. He does not burst forward and then stop, but maintains super speed as naturally as breathing. As a result, the environment is not torn apart, and others remain safe. This level of control allows him to react flexibly, but also limits moments of explosive output. When facing icons of absolute speed, the gap becomes clear. Quicksilver is fast in a human and tactical context, not a dominator. Quicksilver has shown the ability to move at nearly the same pace as Ultron propulsion, while his perceptions still encompassed Iron Man, Captain America, the Shield, and Ultron himself, as if everything were frozen in time. In that state, he easily outpaced Mjolnir and perceived a bullet as if it were drifting slowly before his eyes. On numerous occasions, Quicksilver calmly evacuated people from an exploding mansion, an action that occurred in a split second but was handled by him with absolute precision. Even when time around him is slowed, he continues to move at extremely high velocity. Quicksilver does not stop time. His power is purely speed, something tied to instinct, like breathing. There was a period when he had to strain himself to reach the speed of light. But later, surpassing that limit became more natural. The greatest difference of Quicksilver lies in his subjective experience of reality. When he accelerates, the world does not vanish, but slows down to the point where every minute detail can be observed. Sound stretches, light bends, and all motion becomes a sequence of fragmented images. Through this, he makes precise decisions in moments of chaos. Speed not only enables movement, but also expands combat cognition. Quicksilver learned to control his breathing, footsteps, and reflexes to avoid destroying his own body. It is this adaptation that allows his power to remain stable for longer periods. Flash stood motionless in the empty street as Quicksilver appeared before him. In the instant his opponent charged forward at sonic speed, that image to ordinary people would have been nothing more than a fleeting blur. But in Barry perception, every movement slowed as if submerged in water. Flash closed the distance immediately, delivering a rapid series of precise strikes to Quicksilver's abdomen and then his face before the opponent could even understand what was happening. Barry grabbed Quicksilver by the collar and accelerated far beyond normal limits, racing dozens of times faster than light and leaving both of them several states away. When he stopped, he used the full force of inertia to hurl Quicksilver into a brick wall with devastating impact. Before he could even fall, Quicksilver was dragged away once more and left to collide head-on with a tree as Flash vibrated his molecules and phased through it. Flash continued to dominate, knocking Quicksilver into the air and then slamming him down with a bolt of lightning that trapped him inside a ruined building. Knowing he could not escape, Quicksilver gambled on surprise, counterattacking in the rare instant when Flash had just phased through a wall. But only a fraction of a millisecond later, Flash was already back on his feet, throwing his opponent out of a window and vanishing along the surface of the wall. Flash observed the battlefield as a series of frozen moments where every choice opened at once. Quicksilver, though fast, remained bound by biological reflexes and limits of endurance. Each step Flash took was a harmony with the Speed Force, allowing him to adjust inertia, time, and space at will. When the battle ended, it was not raw power that decided the outcome, but a higher level of existence, where the one who mastered the rules always held the absolute final advantage. Quicksilver maximum speed is around Mach 10, while other members of the Flash family are typically capable of running near the speed of light. Quicksilver is also not known as a tactical genius, making it unlikely that he could secure victory through intellect. Everything therefore depends on pure speed, and as a result, Flash almost always wins. Before Quicksilver could take 2 more steps, Flash returned and unleashed the infinite mass punch, completely knocking him out. The battle ended with victory belonging to Flash.
What do you think about this battle? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you all very much.